What's up guys, VB Stein here with a video review about my current car. My current car is a BMW E92 325i. It has a 2.5 litre engine, pushing about 218 horsepower, apparently. I bought the car in March, done almost 10,000 miles on it since then. I've come to know the car quite well, what its strengths are, what its weaknesses are, and I thought I'll do a small video review about it. First of all, my car is a 2006, so it is 10 years old. And going on that, let's talk about the appearance of the car. Considering this is a 2006 car, the appearance of the car I think still looks very modern, even by today's standards. If it wasn't for the license plate, I wouldn't have known that this was actually a 2006 car. I still think it looks very modern. I would say that this was 2012, maybe 2013. The lines I think are quite subtle. There's no horrible jagged edges. I wish this car had the sports bumper and maybe the sports side skirts. That's the only thing I think maybe letting this car down. It does have xenon headlights, which are always good to have. It does have fog lights, which may be a small thing to mention, but I have noticed that a few of these cars with an updated bumper don't actually have any fog lights, which is a bit weird. I am rocking Style 158 rims, which were not an option on this car, I do believe, when this car was released. I do believe that those came off a E90 330i, but I think they look good in the car, so I can't complain. And the paintwork on the car has a few stone chips here and there, but that's to be expected. Nothing major with the paintwork. Now let's move a little bit forward with the interior of the car. The interior of the car, I'm going to say it does have a very solid and quality feel to it. It feels like it does feel like as if some parts of it have aged, but where other parts have just literally just not aged at all. Like for example, the steering wheel feels great. It really does look pretty good considering its age. It does have a little bit of paint problems with the fascia plate on top of it, so the paint's peeling a little bit. This is a common issue with these cars, and it also happens with the window switches, that the paint will just peel off. I don't know why BMW thought that painting black plastic black would be a good idea. It does seem a little bit daft. I also have the aluminium trim within this car. Unfortunately, it's a soft aluminium. Well, actually, aluminium is a soft metal anyway. So it's dented in some places. It's got little chips out of it from the previous owner, but nothing which I would go, oh my god, I need to change it straight away. It just looks a little bit unsightly. I haven't replaced it, so I haven't replaced this trim at all because I still think it's if I do replace it, just the same damage will come again. If I was to replace it, it would be with like a dark bamboo wood trim, which was available at the time. The leather seats have held up very, very well. No rips, no tears. There's a little bit of wear around the edges, but that's to be expected, and it's not major wear. It's literally just as if the sides have become a bit more smooth. The plastics, again, at the back of the passenger seats have seen some use, and I don't mean bad use or anything like that, but it just seems like as if the plastic hasn't weared it very well. The leather's done fantastic, it just seems as if the plastic just wasn't that great, which is a bit strange. The sound system within the car is also quite good. I've noticed that all the speakers still work, they all have excellent quality, and the auxiliary port is still there. I wish it had Bluetooth, but at the time I don't think this was an option on very many cars, unless maybe you got like a 7 Series or 6 Series at the time. So overall, a good build quality interior with a small little nagging bits of aluminium trim, the paint peeling, and some of the plastics could be higher quality. Not many rattles within the car. There was one or two once you go over really, really rough roads, but apart from that, not too bad. Okay guys, let's talk about performance of the car. It is 10 years old, and I would say it's very, very good. The gearbox feels amazing. You can clearly feel the gears engage. not much grinding or anything like that, seeing that it is a 10-year-old gearbox. When I put my foot down, the power always seems to be there. It does seem like as if nothing really happens, but you see the speed goes up really, really sharply, but you don't notice it. I suppose that's what you get with a 6-cylinder. It's a very smooth power delivery, so you don't get the sudden jolt on other cars. So yeah, it definitely has its power still. And a small complaint of the engine: the M52 engine literally drinks oil. You have to put like a litre of oil in every 1500 miles or so, otherwise bad things will happen. And I'm using the BMW official oil because that is what is recommended. You can use Castro alternatives, but I find that I just want to use the official BMW stuff to avoid any issues which may occur. And there's also a little bit of noise when you first start the engine on really cold days. I mean really cold days, talking about 10 degrees or lower. There'll be like a little vanos rattle, which is quite commonly with these engines. Apparently they fix these inside later engines. Apparently it's nothing to worry about, it's just a little bit of noise. I don't notice it as much during the summer now, but I know when I first got the car it was quite prominent there. So that's something else to consider. And fuel consumption of the car, I get about 28 to 29 miles per gallon, and that's with stop-start traffic and a mixture of motorway driving. But it's not bad, it's not great, it's kind of in the middle. What do you expect for a 6-cylinder BMW? Would I recommend anyone else buying this kind of car? Definitely. I think it still looks professional to this day. It drives great, apart from small little nagging problems like with the interior and the engine. I think it's a really solid car, and not many things to go wrong with it from my experience. I'm sure other people have got other horror stories, but I think there are horror stories about every single kind of car out there. And actually I forgot to mention the boot. The boot is a massive size boot. It's absolutely enormous. You can fit 3 suitcases in there, no problem, or 2 sets of golf clubs, I suppose. Anyway, back to the conclusion. Yes, I would recommend you buy this kind of car. If you can find the 325i, I would definitely go for that model, or maybe the 330. I probably would avoid the 335i as it has turbo problems, with the turbos getting dirty and clogged and breaking. And the 320i, apparently it feels a bit underpowered and has other mechanical issues. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment and subscribe.